Jimmy Kimmel's return to ABC marks the end of a week where many wondered if late-night television would be ending soon. And Kimmel's show will go on despite Nexstar and Sinclair Broadcasting not airing his show on their affiliate stations around the country. Joining us now to discuss Kimmel's return and why Disney decided to put the host back on the air is Michael Schneider, executive TV editor of Variety. Michael, great having you back on.
Good morning.
All right, let's get into it. The show, of course, included Kimmel thanking many conservative politicians and activists who opposed the FCC's alleged role in his suspension. Michael, I want you to have a listen to this.
I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyway. People who I never would have imagined, like Ben Shapiro, Clay Travis, Candace Owens, Mitch McConnell, Rand Paul, even my old pal Ted Cruz.
All right, so what did you make of his monologue, going over the events of the past week and mentioning those who aren't his fans but supported his right to free speech, as you just heard right there, Michael?
Yeah, I think he rose to the occasion in terms of this monologue. I think he hit the notes that he wanted to hit, and also, talked about how this is less an issue about his show, but it's more an issue just about free speech, the First Amendment, about the government applying pressure on organizations that critique this administration and the weaponizing of the FCC. He kind of hit it all. It was a very emotional speech, but also tinges of humor. I think he got his point across very well. I think now we see what comes next.
Yeah, we're all going to be watching. And he had a lot of support, too. Several hundred Hollywood actors and other creatives signed a letter of support for Kimmel earlier this week. And there was a social media movement to cancel Disney Plus and also Hulu. And there were also protests on Hollywood Boulevard and outside Disney's Burbank headquarters. And were all of these a big part in his return just a week off of being, indefinitely let go?
I think it all helped. I think the pressure was on for Disney to resolve this soon. I think Disney wanted Jimmy Kimmel to come back. I think the question was, did Jimmy want to come back, and how was he going to come back? How was it going to be framed? But as the conversation became much more about issues of the First Amendment and the FCC trying to apply pressure on Disney to cancel Jimmy Kimmel, it became much easier for Disney actually to say, well, no, this is something that we believe in, and to get it back on the air.
Yeah, and it did get back on the air. Now, let me ask you this one. The president also giving his take on Kimmel's return, saying in part, he, as in Kimmel, is another arm of the DNC, which would be a major legal campaign contribution. And I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. You can see it right there. Is there any expectation that Disney will have difficulties from the White House moving forward? I mean, again, they already settled something last time and gave $60 million to the president.
Yeah, I don't think this White House is going to give up, really trying to strong arm its opponents or anyone who it sees as, criticizing this administration. And they're going to use the power of agencies like the FCC and the Department of Justice to attack who they perceive as their opponents. So, yeah, I think this is going to be an ongoing issue, the weaponization of some of these agencies like the FCC. And that's a huge concern to, proponents of the First Amendment and free speech.
Yeah, that's the conversation you and I were having the last time you were on about that. Let me go here because not everybody got to see Kimmel's return, Michael. Sinclair and Nexstar ABC stations for now say that they will not air Kimmel's show. So is Disney working to resolve that and bring Kimmel back on stations nationwide, or are they still going to play a wait-and-see game?
I think it's a little bit of a wait-and-see game. Obviously, Nexstar and Sinclair both have business with the FCC, and the sense was that they're trying to curry favor with the FCC and its chairman, Brendan Carr, something that at least Nexstar has denied. Sinclair hasn't commented on that. But yeah, I think the next steps are, what did they make of last night's episode, and was that enough for them to bring the show back? But there are these larger forces at play that may prevent them from wanting to bring the show back as they try to get these business deals done. So that's an unresolved question.
Yeah, a lot of businesses and a lot of mergers have been on hold and kind of been watching how the FCC is going to handle things. Michael, I'll get you out of here on this one. Kimmel has said over the last few years that he's unsure how much longer he wants to do his show. Is there any insight that this could re-energize his enthusiasm for the show, or could it be a time where he thinks maybe this contract could be his last?
It's a little bit of back and forth, I think, in his head. He's been saying this for years that these are tough shows to do, and he's been doing this for more than 20 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if when his contract ends next year that he decided to end things. But then again, he could be very energized and also doesn't want to necessarily give this win to President Trump. So it's a question that I'm sure he's still grappling with, and he doesn't know for sure if he wants to continue or not.
All right. Well, thank you again, Michael, for joining us. Michael Schneider, executive TV editor at Variety. Appreciate your time as always.
Anytime.
All right.